Hello, I'm old Mr. Kent. I'm 82 years old and going for my morning E-Trike ride. I do this every day, and every once in a while I'll make a YouTube video, and so that's what I'm doing now. Pardon me. So I have to apologize because in my last video I did what I called a spoof. I made everybody think that my camera, my 360 camera, would obey voice commands, and of course it doesn't. But I made it sound like and look like it did. Well, first of all, I'm going to have to explain to you how a 360 camera works and why it was such a spoof. The 360 camera is actually two cameras. They have a lens in the front and a lens in the back. And the lenses are convex, so it gives you a screen, a 180 degree wide screen, up and down and all around. And and so when you finish and you want to transfer it to your computer, the files look like this. Or I've got a picture of it there. They look like two circles, and then you put it into the free editor that comes with the 360 camera, and it takes the two files, one from one direction, one from the opposite direction, and it's called stitching. It puts the two together, and you end up with a video that is, well, it's a ball, like a basketball. You know, it's just a circular ball, and supposedly you're inside of that ball, and you can look any direction you want in that ball, and see what the camera saw. Because the camera, as it's recording everything in all directions. Okay, so, and they stitch that together. Let's see, I'll go around here, and so then you have this nice video. You can pick and choose what part of the ball you want to look at. So what I did was I set it up. I was going along like I am right now, and there's no monitor here or anything, just the camera sitting there on a pole. And I made it look like I was telling the camera what to do and look this direction and that direction and all that kind of stuff. And so then I had a lot of people that said, I wonder if that really was true, you know. And that was good thinking, because it really wasn't true. You can't tell the camera what to do. It just keeps taking pictures and sits there like a dummy. So anyway, so then the clip that I made for that video, I still had it. So I thought, well, I'll show you how I went ahead and used it. You put it in the editor, and then it puts everything together. And so I started out with the camera looking at me, and so it's looking at me, and I said, 360 camera, look down the road. And so what I did I set all those commands, and it wasn't until I got home and got on the editor that I made it do those things. So then I clicked on, I paused the video and clicked and dragged and made it so it looked a different direction. And so it looked down the road, and I started going again. I said, well, okay, 360 camera, look 90 degrees to the right. And so I paused the video and clicked click and drag, and looked out the right side of the big ball, and then went on down the road a little ways, and then I said, 360 camera, look 360 or 180 degrees to the left. And so I paused the video, and I use my mouse, and I click and drag, and I get a view of looking out the other side. And so it sounded like I was telling the camera where to look while I was riding along, but that's not true. I just set it all up, And some people knew what was going on, and some people may have misunderstood. And so, anyway, so if you feel bad because I fooled you, I apologize. If you watched my life story, you know that all through those stories, I was a stinker, always having fun. So anyway, so I'm using a 360 camera now, and that's when I get home, all I'll have is just what the camera recorded, and then I can make it look down the road, and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to cover that. And then also, I haven't covered this for quite a while, and I thought I probably should do it again because I know I have new viewers. And so, okay, so anyway, I lose my train of thought. So, when I had my e-bikes, I had 3 of them before I got this trike. E-bike, you can go faster and more places because you're just a bike and you're along the side of the road. With this trike, you can't do that because you don't go as fast, and then you're kind of putting your life on the line riding on a busy road, which doesn't, you can ride your e-bike on a busy road and not worry too much. But with, come on up here, morning traffic. But with the e-trike, you're putting your life on the line. I mean, I'm going on the roads right now, but these are not, I don't have a whole lot of traffic going by and stuff. So, what I do is I collected items that I thought were necessary for when I was riding my bikes, and I still carry them with me. So if you haven't noticed, in the back of my e-trike, I've got two pouches, and why I have 2 is because when I put everything together, I was riding my e-bike, and I had a rack on the front and a rack on the back, so I bought 2 pouches, and so that's how that worked. Well, the pouch on the right side, by the way, if you notice that picture, there's a extra battery underneath of there, spare battery. So I'm always prepared, like in Boy Scouts, be prepared. Anyway, I got kicked out of Boy Scouts, but I won't tell you that today, some other time. Anyway, so I've got those 2 pouches. Well, the one on the right has got what I call tools. Before I even start looking in the pouches, one of the things that you want to be sure that you have, if it doesn't come with the trike or the bike, one of the things that you want to make sure you have is a mirror. Let me see, I'll get this so it's in the light. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but there's my mirror. A lot of people don't notice it, and they say, you need to get a mirror. Well, I've got a mirror. I wouldn't ride without one, because it's probably saved my life a couple times, because you pull out in front of somebody, or there's cars coming behind you, and you make a left turn and get run over, things like that. So that's one of the things that I would say you do need that. Another thing, believe it or not, that I think you should probably have, whether it's a bike or a trike, is you need a tire pump. Okay, and I mean an electric tire pump. When I first got my e-bikes, I bought a couple of hand pumps to pump up my tires with, just in case they went low or something. And I can tell you that it takes forever to hand pump a tire, especially if it's a fat tire. It takes forever to pump up that tire with a hand pump. And because if you're out riding and you run over a goat head or something and it starts to leak, well, then you stop and you pump it up and go a little further and stop and pump it up. Well, I finally gave up on that because that just wasn't it wasn't working like I wanted it to. So I bit the bullet and I bought an electric pump. It's rechargeable, and I don't know what they cost now, but they used to cost about $40, and it's worth it because you just hook it up to the tire, push a button, and I don't know, depends on how much air you got to put in, but 10, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and it's pumped up. And so, that's, I would recommend it. Also, let's say you're out riding and something goes wrong and you have to pedal, like your battery goes dead or something like that. Well, if you're going to pedal, if you've done what I suggested and lowered the pressure in your tires so it gives you a smoother ride, that's really hard to pedal with those tires deflated. So then you grab your pump them up tight, and then you can pedal a lot easier, like if you've got a dead battery. So anyway, I'd get a pump if I were you, and carry it with me everywhere I go. Another item that I would suggest is a set of Allen wrenches. That's what I call them. I don't know what they're called otherwise. But Allen wrenches and metric, because all these bikes that I've gotten in a trike, and this is my second trike, by the way, all these things, they have metric, and the fasteners, almost in every fastener on here is, it needs an Allen wrench. So a set of Allen wrenches, just in case something comes loose, or you want to adjust your mirror, just things like that. They come in really handy. So a set of Allen wrenches. Now that's what I would say is probably you need the most. Also, if you want to take measure your tire pressure real quick, I've got a little pressure measuring thing. Okay. Now, so that tire pressure gauge. So that's what's over in the right-hand side. In the left-hand side, I've got just things that you might need. I've got bungee cords, and I've got an extra lock. I've got a lock at home. I lock it up at night, and that's hooked up to some stuff that's pretty well hard to undo. So I also bought another one I carry with me. The reason I carry it with me is if I ride to the store, then I need to lock the bike up or trike up, and also, if something breaks down, like if right here, if the bike quit working and I could not get home, something's really wrong, then I can chain it to this stop sign here and keep it there until I come around to get it picked up in my son's pickup or something. So here we are in traffic again. Also, I carry things like I've got a little container of oil that I've got years ago, and I've oiled my chains with it. And if something, like if you're going along and something's squeaking, or you realize your chain needs to be oiled, you don't have to go somewhere. You just carry that little, and you can get those off of Amazon. Almost everything I talk about, I get off of Amazon. And the reason is because I don't drive anymore, and we don't live in town. And here comes some more noise. Well, this is my morning trike ride. So anyway, so those are some things I carry. And by the way, the pouches that I got off of Amazon, and they are not waterproof. So when it rains, they soak up the water instead of letting it run off. I sprayed it with what do you call it, that you put on your shoes and stuff like that to make them waterproof, but that didn't work. I don't know if it lasted or not, but it didn't work. So those are some things that I would suggest that you carry in your e-trike or e-bike. I know if you're going on your e-trike, you probably don't need any of that stuff, except for the tire pump. I'd get the tire pump. and carry a lock just in case you have to tie it up somewhere. So those are some things I recommend. I've gone through this before, but not lately. So those are some things I recommend, and you can do what you want, but I would suggest that you get some. And so anyway, as I go here and continue on my morning e-bike ride, I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.